what would make Oklahoma City urban, or the downtown living experience, amazing. The one missing link is the downtown grocery store. Anyone you talk to, that's the very first thing. I'd move down there, I'd buy one of those condos, I'd buy a $800,000 brownstone if there was just a grocery store. And we made that priority #1. We designed the building literally around it. We said, we gave Alfred Hall Monaghan Morris the task, create the urban grocery store as the anchor, as the key feature, the #1 amenity, and then build a building around that. So we took off immediately designing for the urban grocer, and then we went out looking for the urban grocer, and we started go in pursuit of the independents who we felt could customize themselves into this mold. And this has been a very long conversation we've been having with Native Roots.
Richard approached me. We were at a meeting together, and after the meeting was over, he asked me if we knew anybody that would be interested in putting a grocery store in downtown Oklahoma City. I said, well, yeah, I think I may know somebody that would be interested in doing that. He said, what are you talking about? So he gave me some details. I said, this sounds pretty interesting. Let me talk to the rest of the family about that, and I'll get back to you.
The reason Native Roots appealed to us is they are incredible students of the customer. They're constantly making adjustments. I've been watching them. I live in Norman. We're all friends from Chamber of Commerce stuff here in this small town. And I've been watching them evolve their store into what it is today. And it's changed so much to customize itself to the customer, what the customer wants and needs. And the store has evolved into this fabulous, perfect shape for Norman. As we began to have a conversation around what Oklahoma City would look like and what the downtown Oklahoma City market would look like, it's another vision. It's Roots Deuce. You know, it's going to be just right for 2nd Street. And they have an incredible knowledge. They're incredible students of the market. You know, it's really fun to talk to Matt RUNKLE about Paco Underhill and customer behavior and how people move through and make buying decisions. And when you run into somebody that's that passionate about what they do and how to better serve their customer, all of a sudden you know you've got a creative force that can perfectly customize their offering to the market that they're going to be serving in downtown.
Plan on having the things that we really are different on, which is like our local meats, our local produce, our spices. Those are the things that we'll highly emphasize in that store. So you'll still be able to come in and get you know, everything you need to make a meal.
It will be a full-service grocery store. It will just lean very heavily towards our specialties.
Yeah. So we'll probably have like 6 kinds of cereal instead of 18.
The other part is that Native Roots is a full-service grocery store. A supermarket might have 50 different brands of corn on the shelf. Native Roots has got canned corn on the shelf, 2 different brands. That's all you need. And they're both great brands. Everything you get from Native Roots is going to be nutritious, delicious, and fabulous. They're a farmer's market that's open 7 days a week.
We need initially like a spice shop, and when he shows you the spice bar, you'll kind of see where that came from.
Yeah,
But
see
then
how
we
it got out of
started
control.
eating all this stuff.
Well, we volunteered from with the Oklahoma Food Co-op.
And so we started eating all this really great food, and we were like, wow, this should really be what everybody eats every day. The ground beef that comes from your neighbor instead of from South America.
Well, and the economics for the farmers too is like the Oklahoma Food Co-op does so much great things for local farmers, but you can only get it once a month. And so we were sitting there going, this would be great if you could do it 24/7. And what you actually ended up with was 12/7, actually. We're open 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and then we're open like 7 or 8 hours on Sunday too. But what that does though is it gives, you know, our farmer who drops this off would usually go to the farmer's market and he would sell for 3 hours on a Saturday, and he might sell for 3 hours on a Wednesday. And he's out of his field that whole time, including travel and transport, putting it all together. But this allows him to bring this, drop this off, collect the cash on delivery, and then we compete for him. We compete through using the Buy Fresh, Buy Local labels versus the out-of-state, like organic labels like that. But we actually pay to use Buy Fresh, Buy Local, so that's actually regulated, so you know the product is actually local. For people will say that they will travel a long distance to go get groceries all over the
They
place.
will sometimes, but
Yeah,
for their
sometimes.
weekly shopping.
Yeah,
they
you're
shop.
not gonna go, you know, like if you live in downtown, you're not driving all the way up to 63rd to Aikens to get your toilet paper. You may to go get your organic tomatoes and watermelon and stuff like that, but you're not going there to get your
For your quick
drain
everyday,
cleaner.
like,
that
oh
kind
my
of
gosh, I forgot this.
Yeah, being in OKC, it allows us to pull from the north side of the metro area where we currently don't pull from.
Yeah.
So we expect there to be a lot of new farmers coming in and being introduced, and it's a lot easier to negotiate and let them understand what it is we do, and talk to them directly. So we definitely want to be up there. Plus, who doesn't want to live in that area of OKC right now?
I've had every single person that's touched this, whether they're from the Economic Development Department or whether they're part of the City Council, ask me, is there any way you can get the downtown grocery store? I'm like, it's my #1 priority. I'm on it. I'm going to do it. You know, we have gotten so much laser focus, and the great design was the very thing that helped us tip the scale to be able to pull it off. But the eagerness for the downtown grocer has been, I can't overstate it enough. It's really amazing how much pent-up demand there is.